Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services helps people develop and start their own businesses. We help those that would not normally get any help to start a healthy and sustainable business that will have a chance to grow forward. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to get started on our next leg of our series on deep dives, our Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services Deep Dive series. This series is going to be very interesting. It's going to be about the numbers. This one is going to be, this is our profit and loss planning deep dive series. And so now there's 10 deep dives in this series. And we're going to take just a few minutes, on each deep dive and just kind of go through them with you and everything, and just kind of really touch on some things that you can help, you and your business, whether you're starting out or whether you already have a pre-existing business. But that's what we're here to help do with Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services. I'm James Montgomery, and this is what we do. All right. So just to kind of get started, talking about profit and loss planning, typically known as a P&L. Now, you use a P&L on a monthly basis. Now, P&L is, it's for building the financial. It's a financial statement that summarizes the revenues, costs, and expenses incurred during a specified period for your business. Okay, and so that's what your P&L is utilized for. Now the first deep dive that we're going to get into today is going to be know the dough. Know the dough. Know where it comes from, know where it goes, but know the dough. So the first deep dive in this series for our P&L product, P&L planning product, is know the dough. Okay, so what does that look like, James? Where does it come from? Where does it go? Where does your revenue come from for your business? Where do you get the money from? The capital. Where does that come from? Really know that source. Not just know of it or have a general idea, of your market or where that money actually comes from, but know your actual source of income and know it well. We typically, have a business and everything, and we know, well, I have this and somebody will buy that. Well, it's not just enough to have this and know that somebody will buy that, but you need to know specifically who that someone is, where they're coming from, how they're able to afford your product. But you need to know where your dough comes from. You need to know, the demographics, the environment, the economy as a whole, ups and downs, inflation, deflation, so forth. You need to be aware of where does the revenue come from those that are spending it with you, so that you can discern if it's going to continue or not, or if there's a disruption. Oh, why is there a disruption? One thing I see, and I've seen it for years and years and years in a lot of businesses, is taking for granted knowing where the dough is coming from and being very slow to almost non-responsive to reacting to when those conditions change. Case in point, I actually operated two different stores in the franchise, that had major disruption from road construction, meaning the main thoroughfare in two different stores in two different locations had major disruption from traffic flow. Meaning all the traffic flow, the accessibility and the convenience for the customer and everything that was normal from the main thoroughfare was cut off for an extended period of time. I'm talking up to a year, if not longer at times. Talk about a major disruption to the flow of business. Well, now here's the thing. You can't have a knee-jerk reaction to that, because here's the reality. When it comes to the roads around, leading into and around your business, and that becomes part of the plan of how your revenue comes in, you need to be very aware of those. There's planning going on those roads that do not include you and your business. I've actually sat in the meetings. I've actually gone to the meetings so that we can give feedback. But here's the thing. By the time you're invited to those meetings, the decision's already made. They're just kind of getting some general feedback to make you feel a little bit good. But bottom line about it is the ball's already rolling. The decision's already made. And there's nothing you're going to say in this meeting No, there's nothing you're going to bring up that's going to change the fact that they are closing this road for an extended period of time. Okay, know the dough. Know where it comes. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? Well, on your P&L, your P&L don't care about that. Your P&L does not care about that, nor should it. Your P&L is not a person. Your P&L is a set way of doing things. Your P&L is a structured accountability piece that you use on a monthly basis that keeps you in line, that keeps your business in line, keeps your business, operating on an even keel, even when you're not, when people are not, when your market's not, when everything is, shifting and changing. Your P&L don't change. Your P&L don't care if it was a storm. Your P&L don't care if someone got sick. Your P&L does not care if they put a business right next to your business that does exactly what you do. Your P&L doesn't care, nor should it. A good P&L is structured, and it's going to hold you accountable, and you're going to hold to it, and it's not going to change from month to month. You're going to plan, a year in advance, hopefully, you're going to budget the year out, if everything works out right. If you're starting a new business, you're going to budget that out to the best of your ability with the study and the research that you've already, taken care of. And if you haven't, Montgomery 2320 Business Development Services here to help you. But if you haven't already done all these things, your P&L is going to hold you to knowing the dough. Only focused on the dough, period. It's only focused on the dough. Its only job is to focus on the dough. Where it's coming from, where it goes. Okay, so the where it's coming from part, kind of drilling that in a little bit. Where it goes. Wow. Okay, see, the P&L is even better than the person, because the P&L is going to hold you to, now this is your P&L. You have 20 line items on this P&L. 20 places where the dough is going to go on a monthly basis. Month in, month out. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4 through 20, or however many, line items that you have on your P&L. The more in-depth and realistic it is, the better chances it is to help you work and grow and develop your business and maintain your business, control your business. But so these line items that are going to be on your P&L, are going to show you where your dough goes every month, So, this is how much I spent on these supplies. This is how much I spent on these supplies on a month-to-month basis. This is how you're going to, it's going to hold you accountable, and you're going to be able to go back. You're going to have a document that's going to be able to go back and research, 2-3 months back, quarter by quarter. Okay, this is where, and after a year or so, you'll have some pretty good data. You have your own data. There's nothing like your own data to work off of when you're operating your business. Nothing like your own data. Your own data is the best indicator of the truths that you need than anything. You can compare yourself with other businesses, which is good to know the market. But your own data speaks volumes. Your P&L is going to track that for you. It's going to track that for you. You're going to be able to go back and be able to look at, okay, in this period of time, there was this, there was this, there was this. Know the dough. You're going to, become very familiar with the dough. And so that way you become a subject matter expert in your dough, in the revenue stream of your business. You're going to be a subject matter expert. How it comes in, how it goes out. And, once you're doing this on a month-to-month basis, month in, month out, without fail. This is not something that you just set and let it go. No, this is part of the business. I don't care what size of business you have. A good P&L is necessary, whether you have a hot dog stand or whether you have a Fortune 500, corporation. A P&L is, life and death in a P&L. So, so know the dough, where it comes from and where it goes. Where it all comes from and where it all goes. And see, that's the thing with those line items. It's going to track every penny. See, every penny that's generated and spent in your business is going to flow through that P&L. If it's not on that P&L, it does not need to be spent. And that's where you really get disciplined at. When you get to a point where there's no money, no revenue, anything that you're bringing in, for every dollar that you're bringing in is flowing through that P&L. If it does not flow out of that P&L, through that P&L, directed at something, it is not for your business. Meaning, okay, take a case in point. Say you make $100, okay? You take $100 and it goes into that P&L. Now, $90 is accounted for on every line item of that P&L, but there's $10 that's not accounted for. Where'd that $10 go? Oh, I bought this lunch. Why is it not on the P&L? Well, because it was a little extra something, Here's the thing. It was revenue generated for the business, from the business. It didn't make it on that P&L. And it bought a lunch, but it didn't make it on that P&L, so it's not accounted for. So now you have missing revenue. Now you have missing revenue that's not accounted for. That is a danger zone. That is a danger zone that you do not want nor need your business to be in. $10 here, $10 there, $10 here, $10 there. After a while, see, this is how your business becomes unsustainable. You see what I'm saying? Those $10 here and there become, kryptonite. They become, you have missing funds that are unaccounted for. After a year, those $10 adds up to hundreds of dollars, and now you're looking like, why am I not making any money? Or I was making money here, but I'm not making money here. Where's this money going? The longer you let this process go, the harder these things, and you're building it into a system. What you're doing is you're developing a system, okay? And you're developing a system that's working against you at this point, because now you're having money going out that's not accounted for, and so you can't track it. So where did it go? Did somebody steal it? Because you're gonna forget. You're gonna have a lot of lunches between here and there. Did somebody steal it? It's not accounted for. Oh, even now, if it's a lunch, is it a business expense? Is that something that I can write off as far as from a tax standpoint? Let's make it make sense. Or is that just a personal expense? Here's the thing. The revenue generated by your business is not for personal expense. If you're gonna pay yourself out of your business, that's a line item. See? You're paying yourself out of the business, that's a line item. Oh, it's accounted for. It's not part of that $10 that's missing. So now if you're paying yourself out of your business, which you should be, because why would you have a business that you're not paying yourself out of? That totally defeats the purpose of having a business in the first place. But it needs to be a line item. Know the dough. Know the dough. Know where it comes from and where it all goes. Every line item has to be accounted for. Period. A P&L is going to do that for you in your business. A P&L is going to keep you on that straight and narrow. It's going to get you on that straight and narrow. And this is how you're going to build a sustainable business that's going to have a chance to grow forward in the future. This is how you're going to build something that, regardless of what the economy does, you're going to be able to respond one way or the other with eyes wide open using this tool and instrument of a P&L. So that's just a little glimpse of, but know the dough. Know the dough. Know the importance of the dough. I can't state that enough. That's why this is a deep dive. I'm going to drill down. I'm going to punch you in your throat with it. Here's the reality. Know the dough, where it comes from and where it goes on a consistent basis. If you don't hold you accountable, the market will, the system will hold you accountable, and you'll be closing your doors. Your business will not have a chance to survive. A business is an entity, that has to be structured in order to grow forward, in order to maintain, in order to last. And it's more than just money coming in. You got to know where that money's going. That money has to be accounted for. It has to be accounted for. That's running good business, and to grow and to scale. And when you become accountable to others, through and for your business, here's the reality. But if you're paying yourself out of there, you got to be accountable to you first and foremost. You can't continue to pay yourself out of there, if the money is bleeding somewhere, because that's coming right out of your pocket. Because the first place you're going to cut is out of what you're getting. Where's that money going? Because you didn't forget where. So now whatever you're paying yourself gets reduced because you can't take it out of the operation of the business. But here's the thing. When you know the dough, you avoid these things. When you know the dough, you become a subject matter expert in your business. If you don't know anything about your business, you know the dough on your P&L, you start your P&L, you use it, vigilantly on a regular basis, I guarantee you it will help you grow and thrive your business, and your business will be more sustainable year over year. All right, talk to you later. God bless you.